ओ मेरे भाई।
Part of our cooking, we'll do a very Pakistani dish, kofte or kofta. Could be said both ways. Actually, many cultures have that kofta kebab. I've seen in Turkish culture. I've seen in some of the Arab cultures that they do it. But whatever the kofta in Pakistan is very different. It's a curry. Could be made with any kind of minced meat, be lamb, be goat, be beef, be chicken. Today we'll do it with beef. And the reason I prefer beef for everything, one, it has fat in it. I do prefer, uh, and you'll see me talking about this. I do think fat is another flavor that us humans have not been able to figure out yet. And the reason being, because the way fat sits in your mouth or the flavor hits your mind is much shorter compared to the other flavors, be sour, be sweet, be anything else. If you, again, health conscious, don't have to do it that way. You can always do it with 90%, 80% fat free. But I do think the flavor happens a bit better when you do it with 100% fat in it, whatever the natural fat of the animal would be. Now, how is kofta different than what everybody in North America knows as meatballs? Couple of very different things. One, they are not they aren't any tomatoes which are involved in this. The base flavor of this dish is really onion, sweetness of the onion, and yogurt. Everything else, as I always say, I don't have recipes. I cannot give you any recipe because I do not believe in recipes. But in terms of technique, if you want the base flavor, and that's the most important thing, base flavor. It's really onion, and you'll see how I'll do onion, and then yogurt. That's the base flavor. You can add other things, salt, pepper, turmeric, whatever you want. You can always use those. They don't need to be. Salt, I do believe salt has a flavor, others don't. Especially if you have high blood pressure, you should not be eating too much salt. Red pepper or red chili, I always prefer in my food. Turmeric, it could be plus and minus. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But you can make the whole profile the way you want. So I've got roughly 2 pounds of beef. What I'm about to do is a couple of chilies that I picked from outside. So I'll put it in this machine, which is a handmade down, and I think it's from the 70s sometimes. But to have family and to get things hand-me down, sometimes it's a blessing actually. So let me put all of this onion. So what I'm about to do is I'll crush it. So I'll do two things. Some of the flavors will go in the mince in itself, but some others would be part of the gravy, what we're about to do. So the onions are crushed. They should become puree like this. What I'll do is I'll use half of that in my mince, and the other half, I've already put oil in it to get the base flavor in my curry. Let me lower the heat a bit. First flavors go here. Once this starts getting ready, then we'll add flavors over there. So what I'm about to do, a bit of ground coriander, don't have to, but if you have, why not? Pepper flakes, always like to bring my flavors a bit higher. Regular hot chili, could be cayenne, could be anything, whatever you have available. Could, if you're not into spicy flavors, you can do paprika. One thing which I do like, and I do, in Pakistani cooking, sometimes sours are used, and sours are not always vinegars or limes or lemons. Sometimes they are fruits. So this is green mango. because green mango, when it starts, is sour. There are other things also. Pomegranate crushed will be sour also. So if you have, use it. If you don't worry about it. I would not put any turmeric in it right now. All I'll put from here is a bit of salt and just for fresh smell, some crushed black pepper. Now do realize no breadcrumbs went in it and no eggs went in it. So remember that. And the reason for that being because it is full fat. You really don't need both those ingredients because they both work as a binding ingredient. In this case, the fat will work as the binding ingredient. So let me mix this. Generally speaking, yeah, almost. Okay, so this is done. What I'm trying to do is make sure all the spices that I put in here, they mix everywhere because I don't want one meatball to be spicier or saltier compared to the other. By the time my hand is clean, tells me that it's done. Now over here, I'll increase the heat now. And what you're seeing over here is the onion getting to the point that I want. I don't think you can see it, but you can surely hear the sound. What I'm trying to get to is roughly a creamish color, not more than that, because if it becomes too dark, then the flavor profile you need from this onion is sweet. You do not want a charred flavor. Sometimes there are things that one day I'll show how to make pulao. Over there, you need a different profile. In kofta, you almost want the sweetness of the onion. As this is happening, yogurt will go in it. And I'll increase the temperature because actually it is on the highest. I have started smelling the onion now, and that's a good thing. I do want to smell a bit more than what's happening right now. So keep in mind, what did I crush? It was onion and red chilies from outside, just to have that flavor profile. Now, I should go for a few minutes more because then I want to put the yogurt. As soon as I put yogurt, I'll put the spices, then I'll add water to it. Once you put water, because you want the curry to happen before you start putting the meatballs in it. Because meatballs come towards the very end, and it's a matter of cooking that meat. So let me keep on doing it, and I'll see you on the other side soon. So the onion has been cooking for a few minutes. It's to the point of cream. It's not red yet, and I don't want it to get red. So over here, I'll add some yogurt. Doesn't make a difference what brand or what kind, whole, half, whatever that could be, does not make a difference. What you're trying to do is get the sweetness out of the yogurt. Okay, so yogurt is mixing. As it mixes, now I'll start adding spices over here. Again, same spices. What I put over there, chicken flakes. Over here, I'll put less powdered coriander, a little bit less. What I did not do in the meatball itself, now I'll put some turmeric. Also, what I did not do in the meatballs, if you have fresh, fine. I have fresh, but I just was lazy to do it. It's dried garlic, salt. I'll add towards the end. A bit of black pepper. Okay, it stopped. I need more new batteries. Okay, that's fine. Now, what I'm waiting for right now is just for me to get that first smell, which is not too far from here. And I'll call it smell. If you want to do a smell test or you want to do a visual test, visual test means that you should start seeing the oil on top of your yogurt. The both should separate, and it's already happening. This is the point. I'll add water, and I would go for more water a bit later. I'll let it start boiling, but as it boils, I think I forgot red pepper. So let me do it now. You can make the meatballs up front. I actually try to do it as I go because it doesn't take too much. This is all you're trying to do. Because the water has not started boiling yet, I could have made it up front and then put it together, or just do it like this. Doesn't make too much of a difference. So let me make all of them. I'll put them in and then I'll show you from there. Okay, so the kofta is done. You can see it over here. See how it's different than regular meatballs. It's supposed to be runny. You can eat with flatbread. You can eat with rice, whichever way you prefer. Let's do a taste test. Hmm. It's wonderful. Just follow this technique and put whatever spices you want. But crushed onion and yogurt are the main ingredients for the flavor. Whatever you feel like, do that, and it will bring the flavor you're looking for. Thank you for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.